Hello, our dear viewers. I'm glad you're able to join us for this latest edition of the news in English on Rwanda Television. My name is Sarah Shinhore. We'll begin with the headlines. Prime Minister Dr. Edouard Ngirente has received Dr. Paul Leblanc, the president of Southern New Hampshire University, for discussions focusing on a partnership in promoting quality education with the use of artificial intelligence. Prime Minister Dr. Edouard Ngirente also received a delegation led by China's Minister of Cyberspace Administration. A loan agreement has been signed between Rwanda and France worth 75 million euros, equivalent to close to 98 billion Rwandan francs, money that will be used to renovate and expand Ruhengeri Hospital. And on the international scene, Israeli psychologists and other volunteers are helping traumatized survivors of the October 7th music festival attack by Hamas to move forward. Now the details. I'll be sitting in for Sam Kalisa for this edition. The president of Southern New Hampshire University has assured the Prime Minister of Rwanda of continued cooperation on educational matters in Rwanda through the promotion of artificial intelligence. We have the details with Adams Kwizera.
The Prime Minister, Dr. Edouard Ngirente, received Dr. Paul Leblanc, the president of the Southern New Hampshire University, and discussed partnership in promoting quality education with the use of artificial intelligence. After these discussions with the Prime Minister, Dr. Edouard Ngirente, Dr. Paul pointed out that students who complete their studies at Kepler College receive a reliable quality education for the fact that 90% of them, they immediately get jobs.
What employers are saying is, we live in a world now where it's not, the most important thing is not what you know. The most important thing is what can you do with what you know? Can you actually do the job? Your transcript, the courses you took, which university you attended, maybe you're good, maybe you're not. But if I can show you as a student that I can do the work, they want our students. And that's really been the most powerful piece of this, I think. So it's been incredibly productive, and we have partnerships, as you say, in other countries, and we work with refugee learners. Our very best results are with Kepler here in Rwanda. It's our highest performing program, and that's a testimony to they're such good partners. They do great work. They do really robust support for our students, and we want to expand that work with Kepler. They're amazing partners.
On Monday, 163 students graduated from the Southern Hampshire University in the 8th annual graduation ceremony. Currently, more than 1,000 Kepler graduates have already joined the local workforce.
The reason why I decided to join Kepler is that they provide very quality education, and they had a faculty that I didn't had the opportunity to reach not only in Rwanda but even outside the country. I wanted to study project management, and the only place I could find it was in Kepler.
Kepler is the best school, as I can say, because it helps our students to study in self-paced program where you can go and find the resources and then come to share with the instructors and the students to help you get the content well. So Kepler is a good place because it gives us practical skills by applying what we study in the scenarios where it organizes the fair, where we meet with the employees, and they help us to tell the qualities and the qualification they need in the candidate, and Kepler helps us to instill those skills in the students.
Kepler improved my research skills. Kepler designed a model which helps us students and equip us students with many research skills, with these skills which help us to provide creative solutions to the job market. And the second thing, we learn professionalism. With professionalism, I say effective communication, creative problem-solving skills, which all equip us so that we can be successful at the job market.
Minister of Education Dr. Gaspard Twagirayezu noted that there is an artificial intelligence technology project at Southern New Hampshire University that is expected to help the education sector.
Artificial intelligence rero akaba ari ikoranabuhanga rigezweho.
You know that nowadays this artificial intelligence is on trend in many sectors. So what they've been building for all this time is to first collect all data regarding on the education of the students, which will help a school to know what a student wants, hence to merge it with the global curriculum. So this project is at the beginning, where thereafter we will also assess on its importance to the students and our education system, plus knowing on how that system will help us to deliver better services in education. Since 2013, Southern New Hampshire University has a mutual relationship with Kepler College in Rwanda in order to improve the quality of education. Adams Kwizera, RwandaTV News.
Now, as we noted in the headlines, Prime Minister Dr. Edouard Ngirente also received a delegation led by China's Minister of Cyberspace Administration. There are discussions centered on cooperation between the two countries, especially in ICT. Also present was Rwanda's Minister of ICT and Innovation, and she noted on the extensive ICT cooperation that already exists between the two nations, pointing out that the visit is beneficial because it seeks to expand that cooperation, putting emphasis on ICT infrastructure and cyber security. The government of Rwanda has given assurances that Ruhengeri Hospital is going to be renovated in order to provide even better services to those that go to it seeking them, be it from here within Rwanda and neighboring countries as well. This comes following a loan agreement signed between Rwanda and France worth 75 million euros, equivalent to close to 98 billion Rwandan francs, money that will be used to renovate and expand the hospital.
FD's funding will allow the hospital to achieve the health standards that related to its status, and this funding will be dedicated to the rehabilitation of the existing facilities and the construction of a new infrastructure on site. The rehabilitation plan also includes equipment and will be complemented by a grant dedicated to the training of health professionals. So we are addressing to both the hard infrastructure and the soft infrastructure to deliver quality health care to our people. The overall objective of the project is to improve access to health care for population of Northern Province of Rwanda, and the project targets several specific objectives whose purpose is to ensure sustainable access to health care. It will contribute to availability and equity of human resources for health. As mentioned earlier, there is another component of training which will upskill the health professionals, and in line with the priorities requested by the Minister of Health for the District of Musanze, including maternal and gynecological and child health, acute medicine, and basic sciences.
The agreement also includes an additional 21 plus billion Rwandan francs that will go towards fighting poverty.
I said not only a provincial dimension, but even an international dimension in a region where it is really needed to have a top-of-the-art hospital. This is why, we have, this is not so common, we have 3 ministers. So the Minister of State, because I understand that the NDIG couldn't make it, but I hope you will recover very quickly. And also 2 food ministers, and big ones, I would say, Minister of Health, we know this is important here, Minister of local government, local administration. I know also the role it plays, in the, I would say, in the fabric of this country. And so that's what I wanted to say. At the French embassy, the French team, as we say, we are very proud to be here.
Apart from the health sector, Rwanda and France also collaborate in the education sector, focusing on technical and vocational training in line with Rwanda's goal of creating 1.5 million jobs by the end of next year. Now, a delegation from Uganda's parliament that is on a study tour here in Rwanda has appreciated the country's governance that is structured based on the constitution that determines the distribution of power. Adams Kwizera with the details.
The members of this delegation are from the Committee on Public Service and Local Government in the Parliament of Uganda. They were received by the officials from the Rwanda Parliament, who explained to them the structure and functioning of the Parliament of Rwanda, which consists of 2 chambers, the Chamber of Deputies and the Senate, unlike in Uganda. They were also shown how the leadership of the parliament is distributed, as well as in other institutions where the party in power cannot exceed 50% of the seats. Honorable Apollo Christine, who leads this delegation, expressed that this is one of the lessons that they feel the country can often learn from Rwanda in sharing leadership.
We have also learned that in the Rwandan government, the cabinet is composed of both members of the ruling party and then from the opposition parties. And we have discovered that the constitution of Rwanda covers it all. And it challenges now us to see what can be picked from Rwanda and it can apply in Uganda.
These Ugandan MPs also had discussions with the members of the Committee on Political Affairs and Gender in the Parliament. They were explained the functioning of the Parliament standing committees and how they complement each other in the 2 chambers. The head of this committee, Rubagumya Furaha Emma, noted that each side has something to learn from the other.
It
was a good opportunity to compare the activities, comparing on how we do it here, and we heard that there was something that they felt maybe they were learning, because they were saying that we will put this in the report. But one of the things I heard was about the daily thing that we do, which are planned in our constitution, so it makes the functioning and interaction of the institutions of different political parties seems to be easier. Honorable Apollo Christine finds that there is much to learn from Rwanda, including having 2 chambers in the parliament.
We would really see that it would be necessary to adopt this kind of system in Rwanda, but that is subject to the debate from Parliament of the Republic of Uganda. Otherwise, we appreciate the principles of unity and accountability and thinking big. That is what we have seen. But also, the presentations kept on reflecting on the previous history of Rwanda, the genocide situation. And now what the leaders in government are doing is actually to ensure that what happened in the past is not replicated, does not happen again.
This delegation will proceed its study visit in Rwanda, where they will visit other institutions including the Ministry of Local Government and the Ministry of Public Services and Labor. Adam Squizera, RTV News.
The Institute of Certified Public Accountants of Rwanda has signed a long-term memorandum of understanding with the Rwanda Basic Education Board for the purpose of training high school teachers and students in accounting-related courses. Adam Squizera once more.
Those who took accounting courses in high school felt that level wouldn't make them professional accountants, which further requires them to add other courses. In a study conducted with the purpose to evaluate the public finance management, it has demonstrated that there is a need for professional accountants at the basic level, known as CAT, Certified Accounting Technicians, in the public sector in Rwanda, where currently there are only 25, which further creates a gap in this sector, which often leads to mismanagement of public resources. The CEO of ICPA, Amin Miramago, explains how they are going to close that gap after this MOU signed with REB.
bigaga ariko ikibatandukanya nuko abangaba bagiye gukora CET bazaba abari abanyamwuga ku rwego rw'abatekinisi.
They studied this course, but the special thing is that now this CAT will make them professional accountants, since the standards for CPA mainly requires at least 7 accounting technicians to help them in accounting. But this cooperation with REB will facilitate the students taking accounting courses, hence to also increase the number of professional accountants. The Director General of Rwanda Basic Education REB, Dr. Nelson Barushimana, explains that as an institution responsible for improving the quality of education from kindergarten, primary, secondary, special classes and others, this MOU will help students to graduate with professional certificates of CAT. Every accounting graduate will be having a CAT certificate, since you know that CAT helps you to also get CPA certificate, which is at the professional level. Then having people with this certificate with professional level will help our public resources to be managed properly. At the beginning of the implementation of these agreements, ICPA helped REB in preparing a curriculum to be used in teaching accountants in secondary schools, and is going to continue to train educators in that department.
Thank you, Adams, for those reports. Now, genocide survivors in Nyaruguru district of the southern province and the perpetrators of the atrocities that were committed there during the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi have noted that efforts geared towards unity and reconciliation have been paying off because forgiveness has been sought and given between both sides. Such efforts include the just concluded month-long activities dedicated to unity and reconciliation that were organized by the Pentecostal Church of Rwanda, ADEPR, in collaboration with the Ministry of National Unity and Civic Engagement. ADEPR officials have also been emphasizing the importance of healing during the process, pointing out that psychological trauma that is not addressed can be just as crippling and fatal as the physical variant. While officials from Minubumwe commended the results, such collaborative efforts with its partners like the church have been yielding. 278 people successfully completed the training on the importance of reconciliation, and the month-long activities were held under a theme that emphasized that unity is the key to Rwandans moving on from the past. Now, before we go, let us once again take a look at the headlines. Prime Minister Dr. Edouard Ngirente has received Dr. Paul LeBlanc, the president of Southern New Hampshire University, for discussions focusing on a partnership in promoting quality education with the use of artificial intelligence. Prime Minister Dr. Edouard Ngirente has also received a delegation led by China's Minister of Cyberspace Administration. A loan agreement has been signed between Rwanda and France worth 75 million euros, equivalent to close to 98 billion Rwandan francs, money that will be spent to renovate and expand Ruhengeri Hospital. And on the international scene, Israeli psychologists and other volunteers are helping traumatized survivors of the October 7th music festival attack by Hamas to move forward. So we've come to the end of this edition. Here's to hoping you have a great week ahead of you. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.